Good morning, everyone. Natasha here, and around my home today, I am in the kitchen to give you an update on how my week 4 of the February Focus on Self-Care has been going so far. So let's jump in. So today is Tuesday, and yesterday, Monday, my daughter was off school, so I kind of switched my schedule around so that I could be off work, and we went to visit my grandmother, so my daughter's great-grandmother, and we are so blessed that we can still visit her. She still lives on her own. She's amazing, and we had a really nice time. And I kind of mentioned last week that this past Thursday on Valentine's Day, we went out to eat as a family to Mexican, and I enjoyed myself and tried to still eat mindfully enough to not overeat, and I felt pretty good. Basically, the rest of the weekend, I just kind of stayed in that mode of I'm not really following the keto plan. I'm trying to eat sort of healthy, but I'm also enjoying myself. And it continued yesterday because, Grandma had made homemade muffins. I'm not going to turn those down. So, of course, we enjoyed those with her for breakfast. And she made us lunch, which was really sweet. And she had some barbecued pork chops she had made and the salad and some homemade potato salad. So overall, it's not terrible. It's a lot of homemade foods, which is good. It's not keto, but I'm just trying not to dwell on that and just, chalk it up as enjoying the day. And we did. We had a really nice time. My daughter loves playing with her baby dolls. Somehow someone else's toys are so much more fun than the ones we have here. And then we stopped by to see a cousin, and she had a dog that had had some puppies. So there were 8 little, like 3 or 4 day old puppies we got to see. So that was nice too. So we were on the road a lot. We just sort of ate what was available. I guess I could have packed more food, but I didn't. That would have been rude to show up at grandma's house and say, I'm not eating your food. I've got all my own food. So, and then we went grocery shopping, and, I was not feeling the best by yesterday afternoon, partially because I've been weighing myself every day and the scale has been creeping up, and it's hard to see that because I was feeling so good about the progress I had made, by the middle of last week. I was down. So I started at 185 and I was down to 177-ish. I just have the old school dial scale, so I I'm looking down from my height standing up. So I think it was around 177, 178. So I was feeling so good, and now I'm back to 181. And yesterday I just thought, don't beat yourself up. Don't dwell on it. Let's just move forward, start the new week off, on a better foot and get back on track. So we stopped by the store and picked up a rotisserie chicken because that was where I actually tried 3 times last week, 2 or 3 times to stop by the store and grab one. And every time I went, they were out, and they didn't even have any in the refrigerator section. And I know I could have bought a chicken and roasted it and all that, but every time I do that, it doesn't turn out as good, and I get aggravated because I spend all this time preparing it and putting it and cooking it and all that, and then in the end, it doesn't taste very good. And I'm like, for $1.50 more, I could have just bought one that was made and it tastes good. So someday, maybe I'll work on that skill, but not right now. So anyway, bought a chicken. I already had salad left over here that I still needed to use up. And what else did I pick up? I think that was it. I just made sure to have that. So when we got home last night, my daughter was, just kind of playing and hanging out with me. So I made 4 salads for the week, so the rest of this week, and I made sure to measure out and, track all the ingredients. And I have chicken now on each salad, so that definitely helps those salads, sustain me longer and feel more satisfying when I'm eating them. And then I still had asparagus left from almost 2 weeks ago when I had done the meal prep video with you. And so I cooked up the asparagus because it was needing to be used up. I had some mushrooms still. I needed to use those up. So I just kind of used what I had on hand and made 4 more of those omelet prep kits. And this time I used Jarlsberg cheese. And I had the first one this morning, and that tasted really good. And, I was thinking about it this morning, and really part of what works so well when I meal prep like that and have those designated foods set aside for breakfast and lunch is it keeps me on track. So all day long, as I'm sort of getting tempted by different foods here and there and thinking, well, that would taste good, but knowing that I've got these meals set aside and I've already done the work to prepare them makes it a lot easier for me to say no to the tempting foods that are around that aren't so healthy, because I just sort of tell myself, nope, this isn't your time to eat that thing, and that's not one of the things you planned on eating. You have your own food set aside to eat, and you don't need to have that, piece of chocolate or chips or whatever it is. So I'm glad that I got that done last night. I was kind of tired, and it wasn't really, the fun way to spend the evening. I was kind of wanting to just sit down and veg and watch a movie or something, but in the end, I'm really glad I did it, because now this morning I feel like I'm starting the week back, the rest of the week back off on the right foot, and I'll hopefully do better and just get back on track. And, my goal was, I think, to lose, did I say 5 pounds this month? I'll have to look back in my notes, but I'm pretty much there, and I know that if I keep this up for the next 2 weeks or week and a half, I can easily get back down to where I've lost the 5 pounds, and that's plenty. That's good. With this keto eating, what I can tell is the first bit of it, you're just losing water weight and inflammation weight. And so that's where, I was feeling a lot better. And now, since I've had some, wheat products and bread and carbs and stuff over the weekend, I can just tell, like, my gut is kind of feeling bloated again, and I don't feel as good in the morning. So I'm excited and determined to get back on track with my eating, because now I think the next phase is going to be more about actually burning some of the stored fat that my body's been hanging on to. And so I'm planning to walk to work today. It's not super warm. I think it's in the 20s, but it's fine. There's no reason I can't walk to work. So I'm going to do that and walk back home again this afternoon, and just try to, just move forward. Don't dwell on it. Just move forward and try to get back on track and feel good about things again. And we'll see how it goes. So I will update you. If not midweek, then I'll just catch up with you on Thursday or Friday and let you know how everything has been going. So I will see you then. Good morning, everyone. It is now Thursday. I almost said Friday. I kind of wish it was Friday, but it is now Thursday. So I am checking in again with you on how my week of self-care has been going. So, and to start off with, I thought I wanted to take a look back at what I had written for my goals, because I tried to remember them off the top of my head the other day and didn't remember much of them. And one of them was more sleep. 9 hours is what was my goal. And this week, it's so funny how week to week it changes, and I don't know why it changes. Could be the moon cycle. We had a full moon a couple days ago. Could be my hormone cycle. Could be random. I don't know. Could be the day, the stuff I have going on those days in that week. But anyway, this week I have felt like I needed a lot more sleep. We've still been getting to bed between 8:30 and 9, sometimes 9:30 on the nights. Like last night, Wednesday night, I had my adult dance class, the tap and ballet jazz class. So that gets over at 8:30. I have a 20-minute drive to get home, so it's 9:15 by the time I'm sort of climbing in bed. So, overall, my bedtime hasn't really gotten that much later. I didn't have a Monday meeting, so Monday night we got to bed earlier. But in the mornings this week, I am just really struggling to get up even by 5 o'clock. It's at 5, my first alarm goes off, and I don't have to get up that early. I just like to get up early enough to have a little time to myself, because otherwise that's my only chance. And if I don't use it, then I miss it. That makes for a crabby mommy, and we don't want that. So anyway, as you know, the previous couple of weeks, I was waking up at 4:30, 4:15, on my own before my alarm was going off and had no trouble. Well, this week, 5:30 is causing me some difficulties. I don't know. I'm just going with it. Like this morning after I did my morning routine and I did my meditations. Actually, while I was doing my meditations, I did sort of lay down on the couch, close my eyes, turn the lights off, because I almost had that migraine feeling. So I rested my eyes and my body while I was listening to my meditations, and I can link it below. It's a really nice, about 15-minute I am affirmation. So it's things like I am full of energy, I am prosperous, I make good choices, that kind of thing. Anyway, so that felt good just to rest a little bit after I'd been up this morning. Okay, moving on. So that is sleep. Still trying for 9 hours, not getting it, still trying to go to bed early, sort of doing it. It is what it is. More exercise. I've done a little bit better this week, or at least maintained. So last night our dance class was really moving fast. I was sweating and breathing hard, and we stretched really well. So I feel a little sore this morning, and I made sure to do at least one sun salutation as part of my morning routine, and that felt really nice just to stretch out again. But it was good when I, got home last night. I was thinking, okay, I really got my exercise in today, which is great. The prior day, Tuesday, I had walked to work, so that was good. And then I don't know if Monday I did maybe like one sun salutation. So today's Thursday, I'm going to walk to work again. It's sunny out there. I think we're going to get up to the 40s today, which is fine with me. That's nice winter weather in my book. So anyway, what else? I'm looking at my notebook. Healthier eating. I have gotten better this week as the days have gone on. I know I mentioned I really kind of fallen off my healthy eating bandwagon over the weekend. Even Monday, I really didn't do as good as I had hoped. But I did all my meal prepping, and that was another one of my goals, was to meal plan and meal prep. So I did all my meal prepping on Monday evening for the rest of the week for my breakfast and lunches, and that's been going great. And like I mentioned before, it seems like having those meals already made and set helps me make good choices throughout the day, because I just sort of know this is the food that I've already fixed and I've already made, and that's what I'll be eating, and I don't need to worry about the other stuff that's around tempting me. So far that's been going well. So between that and, the good exercise last night, this morning, my weight was back down a little bit. So I was back to 178 this morning, which is wonderful. I'm thrilled about that. And that is another point I wanted to bring up. I looked in my notes this morning and realized my goal was only to lose 4 pounds this month. So 1 pound per week, which is totally healthy. And like I mentioned, I feel like I've done some good sort of detoxing where I've lost some of the water weight and inflammation. And now I'm working on trying to maintain the healthier eating and the exercise to burn some of the excess fat that I've been storing. So I've definitely exceeded that goal as long as I can maintain as I go through these last couple days of the month, which I know I can. And I don't expect every month to have this significant of weight loss, but I think if I can keep it up, 4 pounds a month would be great. We'll just see how it goes. But, adding in the exercise is really key. Keeping up the healthy eating is key. So onward we go. And what else? Be kind to myself. And I've definitely been working on that. Like I mentioned, the affirmations are helping. Even these last couple of days, I've been just, I don't know, not as motivated, not having as much energy, kind of more of a struggle to get through the day. And I've just been trying to, kind of give myself my own pep talks. And that sort of brings me to another point is when you're going through things like this, or you're just trying to be better, be a better person, I think it's wonderful when you can find some support in your life, if it's a spouse, if it's a friend, if it's a parent, if it's a sister, whatever, someone from church, whatever community group you're in, if you have someone to be accountable to and someone to support you, that's an awesome thing. And while I have good relationships with lots of those people in my life, my spouse, my siblings, my parents, people from our community, I just tend to, I don't know, I'm not sure how to explain what I'm trying to say, other than I have found through this process in the month of February that I think I was looking for someone else to sort of do it for me, cheer me on, be that accountability person. And I've asked different people in my life before to do that. And in the end, I think we're all just really busy. So I'm putting a lot on that other person and trying to get them to be the one to be my cheerleader and, check in with me and all these things. And so doing this process, I've really just been accountable to myself and to you, and my notebook, putting things down in writing has helped, and being conscious of what I'm telling myself, my own self-talk, what messages am I listening to in my head. That kind of thing has really come to mind in the last couple of days, that it's really up to me. It's great to have all that extra support and it's good and you need it. But in the end, if you can't do it yourself, if you can't be your own cheerleader, be kind to yourself, look for ways to motivate yourself to keep pushing forward a little bit and trying to make things a little bit better. You're doing yourself a disservice, I guess. And I've just been trying to really focus on what can I do on my own that doesn't require that extra step, because then in the end you can kind of say, well, that person didn't check in with me, or I didn't feel supported, or whatever it is. And that is what it is. But if you can say it's me that I'm responsible to, and it's me that I've had to check in with and motivate myself, then it takes back all of that responsibility to yourself. And that's really all we can each do. That's all we have is ourselves in the end, and our relationship with our inner person, or however you want to say it. But anyway, so I'm just saying that I feel better going through this process this month. And I think I've, kind of come to a new place and realization with that. And it makes me feel more motivated for the future. I think for a long time I was wanting to make change, looking for ways to make change, and just sort of floundering and feeling like it was too hard and I couldn't do it and I didn't have the resources, or I didn't have the support system, or whatever. And now I feel like I can do it, whether I have people alongside of me cheering me on or not. I can do it, and I just have to, be the parent to my inner child, or be the friend to myself, however you want to say it. And a lot more seems possible now. So that is good. Whether I'm in a, really motivated space or not, I know that I can find ways to still motivate myself. Yeah, and then the self-care item per day, I've kept up with that pretty well. There have been a few days where at the end of the day, I couldn't think of anything I'd done for self-care other than like take a shower. And, some days that does feel like it's a self-care item. Other days it's just a necessity. But this morning I did a little quick salt scrub on my hands with some of my Jordan Essentials salt scrub. And I wish I would do that every week, because after several weeks, my cuticles start to just, I get calluses, and it just feels so good to give your hands a good scrub and kind of slough off all those layers. And then I put on some of the good Shea body butter, moisturized. And so that was my quick little self-care item, and I'm going to continue on with those. The other thing is reading. I've really enjoyed getting back into reading for part of my Miracle Morning. And I kind of mentioned this last week, but it's made my Miracle Morning process move along faster, because I look forward to getting to the time when I can read. And I'm not dwelling so much on all these little other tasks that really shouldn't take that long, but I just tend to drag them out for some reason. So that is how it has been going. I'm not sure if I'll have a chance to check in tomorrow, Friday, because I'm working at my new job, because we were off Monday. So if I don't get a chance to check in, then this is me saying I am glad I've made it through another week. This one was a little more of a challenge, but I'm proud of myself because I, maintained and didn't give up, didn't throw the baby out with the bathwater, got back on track. And that makes me feel encouraged that I can do it again, because life is going to happen and I'm going to fall off my plan, and it's okay. And I just need to let it go. And that's what I'm learning, is just letting it go, not dwelling so much on the negative, and just really pushing toward the positive in my life. So if I don't see you another day this week, then have a great one. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button down below, and let me know how you're doing on your February focus on self-care, if you've had any little epiphanies along the way, or just made some good progress in the direction of a goal that you've been working on. So I look forward to reading those comments. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.